Hello everyone, it is Korin. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. I try to upload videos every Tuesday. Sometimes that don't happen when my mental health might not be doing the best, but I do try to, and I'm gonna make it a goal to really upload every Tuesday this 2021. We got this. I mean, except for the previous Tuesdays where it was 2021, but there definitely wasn't video. Anyways, if you can tell from the title, we got some stuff to talk about. As I mentioned in my update video, I gained some weight. I gained about 15-ish pounds. So disclaimer, I will be talking about numbers, and as I know, a lot of you watching are part of my binge eating recovery group. If numbers trigger you, this might not be a video to watch, and I don't want to trigger people because I know how triggering numbers can be. And I know there are those of you who know that you're not in a great place and you're gonna still watch, and I ask, please think about treating yourself with the love and respect that you deserve, and know that if this video is going to trigger you, you really should think twice about watching. So please, 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 if you think this might trigger you, click off. Now that we have that little disclaimer out of the way, let's get into it. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I gained a little weight over the holidays and the course of after getting my boobs done. And some of that weight has already came off because a lot of it was water weight, which is another thing I want to talk about with holiday weight gain, is most of it is water weight. Do not freak out. You are good. So usually my weight will range from 125 to 130 pretty effortlessly, although during quarantine, ever since we've been in, the pandemic state, ever since then, my weight's more around like 130-ish. It could be a little less than 130, a little more than 130, but usually it's around 130, or it was, until there were a lot of road bumps. For the most part, after I got my boobs done, I wasn't really gaining weight because for a while I wasn't really eating as much, because after you get your boobs done, the drugs, they don't sit with you and nothing sits with you and that. So that wasn't really an issue. It was after that when I realized I was so out of my regular self-care habits, and I wasn't doing my yoga, and I just wasn't as active, and I was kind of really depressed and just not in a great place mentally, hence why there have been a few missing videos. So of course, November and December, the weight was really steadily creeping on, and I was just kind of ignoring it. I don't like weighing myself often, especially since I do come from a disordered background, as we're literally talking about. Like, my channel was based off of that, and so I don't like weighing myself too much because it can be triggering, and these numbers can be triggering. So November and December, like I was saying, I was baking a lot because baking would at least give me some form of joy, and I would bake cookies and cupcakes and cakes and everything from scratch, no box cake mix here, although I've done that in the past. But I like to bake from scratch. It's fun for me, and yeah, so I was doing that a lot more. So I was eating a lot more processed baked goods, which aren't the best for not gaining weight all the time. You can have them in moderation, but as somebody with a binging background, what is moderation? So I was eating a lot more of that. My partner and I were ordering in a lot more because when you're depressed, I don't think a lot of people know this, or maybe they do, but when you're really depressed or really anxious or just not in a great place mentally, you don't want to cook, you don't want to bake, so you order food that makes you feel good. So I was doing that a lot. There were some days where I would order in twice a day, which is also not great on the wallet. So that was fun. And with eating a lot more processed food and a lot more food from restaurants and stuff, which totally support your local businesses, that's amazing. But for me, doing that more than once a week is just not what I want to do, because it doesn't make me feel good. And that was another thing, is since I stopped kind of doing my self-care practices, I didn't care that I felt like shit. I was already depressed, so I didn't care that I was feeling sick and not good and eating this food that I knew would make me feel sick and just continue on the cycle. I didn't care. I just didn't. It just wasn't in me to care. I was like, well, at least the food tastes good. When you're just in that mental space, and that's the one thing that kind of brings you joy-ish, kind of, for the moment. Yeah, that's just the reality of where I was at, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be transparent about that with you. I've been transparent about my whole like journey. But yeah, I didn't care how I was feeling, and that sucks. That is not self-care. That is not self-love. And if you are in a place like I was, I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry it hurts, and I'm so sorry you're struggling, and I hope that you can find something that brings peace to you and that just alleviates the pain that you're in. Or the numbness, I should correct myself, that you might be in. So like I was saying before I kind of started to get really deep in there, like I was saying, I was ordering in a lot more, and around Christmas too, I like to make a nice Christmas meal, especially since I wasn't seeing my family this Christmas. I made a really nice Christmas meal around Christmas, baked lots of sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, all the cookies, and tofurkey because, you know, keeping it vegan. And stuffing, oh my goodness, stuffing can be so good. I used to not like stuffing growing up, but I think that was because I was under the diet mentality at a really young age. But I enjoyed all the food I was eating. I don't regret it. I regret the state I was in. I regret the mindset I was under. I regret the self-care I was neglecting and allowing this to fester and get so bad. Of course, live with no regrets, right? Everyone says that, but like, I wish I could do things differently. I can't, and that's fine, and I am at peace with that. But I mean, if I could go back and change things, I would. So the eating out, the baking, all the things, all the food related things, and the not working out, not exercising, being a slug at home, it caused me to gain weight. 15 pounds to be exact. I gained 15 pounds from getting my boobs done until end of December. So that's about like 3 months, October, November, December. So about 3 months, I gained 15 pounds, and 5 of those pounds, I will say 5 of those pounds was water weight. 5 pounds water weight, 10 pounds not so much water weight. So really it was 10 pounds in a 3-month span, which, is that a lot? I feel like that's kind of a lot, kind of a big weight gain, but I'm just being honest, I'm just being open, I'm just saying what happened to me. And the reason I know that those 5 pounds were water weight is because, well, I lost them like really fast, like they're gone, and I didn't really even have to try. Basically all I did to lose the first 5 pounds was stop ordering in, stop eating processed foods, and just get back to eating starch-based, which let's just jump into kind of my game plan of what I plan to do with this extra 10-pound weight gain. So again, those first 5 pounds came off super quick, and I am very grateful for that. Like, that's nice. It's always nice when you're like on a journey to better yourself and something just goes so smoothly and swimmingly, and it just kind of gives you that little boost of like, yeah, you got this, you can do this, you know? It's just like nice to have that little pick me up after being in such a low. So of course I know diet culture and everything. I'm not really pro diet culture, although I do believe in finding a lifestyle that is gonna work for you long term. And I know what works for me, and I know what will work for me long term, and that is starch solution. Eating mainly in a starch solution way gets me to where I want to be aesthetically, but also not even aesthetics aside, it just makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like I'm on top of the world, and it just helps me live a really active life and lose the weight effortlessly, but also just be at peace with food in general. So side note, starch solution is how I lost a majority of my weight on my weight loss journey, where I lost 80 to 90 pounds at one point, and I just kept the weight off really effortlessly up until, you know, this depressive episode. So starch solution is mostly my game plan, but not just starch solution. Basically, of course, starch solution is amazing, and I will recommend it to every single person who thinks that potatoes are the devil, because potatoes are not the devil. Potatoes are amazing. I love potatoes. Potatoes. eat potatoes. They do not make you fat. I have nothing bad to say about Starch solution. Oh, but I will say, so I'm not just eating in the way of starch solution, because I believe for me, long term, what works best is, yes, starch solution, but also being flexible. So if I go out to a restaurant, I don't want to have to eat starch solution based, because I want to also be able to just enjoy food in general. I want to be able to have a vegan donut from time to time, some really good vegan poutine other times. Ooh, fish and chips, yes! But most of the time, like 90 to 99% of the time, starch solution. But outside of that, if I'm going out with friends, I want to enjoy the atmosphere. I want to see what food this restaurant has to offer. I want to see if I like anything from that restaurant. And maybe I can make the things that I really enjoy at these restaurants starch solution at home. Like, you never know where you're going to gather inspiration from for future cooking. I do eat pretty plain though, I will say. I mean, potato fries are my go-to. So easy, and I am lazy, so potato fries. But like I was saying, having that flexibility in there, because having that flexibility in there is gonna keep me doing this lifestyle for the long term. And that's basically how I was eating before. If you notice in my what I eat in a day videos, they're mostly starch solution based, but again, with some flexibility, especially since I had already lost the weight that I wanted to lose weight. So I was just kind of eating to sustain my weight loss. And now I'm just getting back to that. So I assume these 10 pounds I gained will just kind of slide off as they slide off. I'm not really in a rush to lose them, which is something I'm going to talk about in a moment. That is part of my game plan. So the other part of my game plan, which is not something I've really done before or focused on before, is focusing on more weight-related exercises. In the past, when I have lost weight, my only focus was losing weight. I just wanted to lose weight as quickly as possible and all that No. This time, since I gained these 10 pounds, I am using that to my advantage. I want to grow more of a butt, so I am going to grow more of a butt with my additional 10 pounds and start doing more butt exercises. I want to be toned. I want to be fit. I want to have strength and muscle. Like, I just want to feel healthy more so than just be slim. I'm so over it. I just want to have a really healthy figure, and not healthy aesthetically, but like obviously that's a plus, but healthy, like I feel healthy in my body, and eating starch solution does help that. But what I know will also benefit that is doing more weight related things. Of course, I do not plan on bodybuilding or anything. I just want to do what, one, feels good to me, and two, what kind of comes naturally to me. Who don't want a booty? I mean, I do have some of a booty. Maybe I'll document my booty growth series. We'll see. Don't just focus on the aesthetics, but again, side note, I want to feel healthy and want to be able to go rock climbing and stuff. Like, I don't have arm strength, but I want arm strength. I would love to do pole. Oh my goodness. I want to do pole so bad. It was supposed to be a birthday gift to myself last year, but I was sick and we were in quarantine because my birthday's March 20th. So yeah. That wasn't happening last year, but I would love to do pole. So again, strength, focusing more on strength and muscle growth rather than watching numbers on the scale fall, because honestly, that can just be so depressing. And I want to insert a couple of photos here that just prove that numbers don't matter. You could be 125 and be more skinny fat, or you could be 125 and be super duper toned, you know, or whatever other weight. Like, weight is not the issue. Weight does not matter. Oh my goodness, to an extent, I will say, to an extent, but that is just my opinion. I'm not a dietitian or anything, but these are just my opinions. So of course, with these workout routines and everything, which I'm kind of slowly building into, I'm not doing anything super duper hard, nothing too like over exercising or anything like that. No no over exercising, and also nothing overly restrictive in my lifestyle, food, requirements. You know, starch solution is something I enjoy, it's something I love, and I have faith like everything is just gonna fall into place. So I'm not in a rush. Plus, it helps me feel more intuitive with what I'm eating, as I am getting back on my intuitive eating journey, and it's been going really well. I've been feeling very in tune with all my food choices lately, which brings me into nighttime snacking, which is something I have been wanting to give up for such a long time. This is where it kind of clashes with the intuitive eating. So at the start of January, I decided I want to stop snacking at night, because snacking at night is what kind of leads me into more binge episodes, or binge-like episodes, or getting close to that binge. Night times I'm just a little more fragile when it comes to the snack department. So start of January, I started to really test that and just see, am I actually hungry? And some nights I was actually hungry. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not eat enough during the day. I need a snack. And then I have a snack and it is fine. But other nights I would have a cup of tea, like if I thought I was hungry, because sometimes it's mental hunger, right? So I would have a tea and kind of analyze it like 20 to 30 minutes later after my tea and be like, am I still hungry? And these are like decaf herbal teas, no caffeine, because caffeine can suppress your appetite. So I would just kind of play with it and see what was going on. And that was kind of telling in when I'm actually hungry, and did I eat enough during the day, or am I just so used to that habit of having a snack at night? So I've been doing pretty well with that. Like, again, I snack from time to time at night, but it's nothing crazy like it was in November and December. And it also wasn't any binges, so that's great too. So in terms of recovery, I am feeling recovered and I feel really good about that, and I'd love to document a little more to try and help others who are on the recovery journey. But I'm feeling good about that, and I'm feeling good about where I'm currently with food. And of course, with this month and no longer eating out, I do still crave things like, oh man, I want to order sushi. But a challenge for myself and my partner this month was to not eat out most of the month, because we want to get out of that habit of ordering food all the time. And we haven't ordered yet, but we do have plans to order on the weekend, I think. Sushi, because we both really want sushi, because sushi is delicious. Vegan sushi, of course. Being good so far, and I'm excited for the rest of my journey, and I will keep you guys updated with this little weight loss journey, although that's not really the focus, but this newfound health journey. So I'll keep you guys updated, let you know how things are going, do check-ins from time to time, and any updates if I have any adaptations towards how I'm doing things, I'll let you guys know, and what's working, what's not working. But right now everything's working really well together, and nothing's like being overly pushed, which feels nice. It just kind of feels like effortless, and I like that, and I'm excited about that. I really hope I didn't miss anything in this video, but I'm gonna end it here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already and you're excited about this journey and this series, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and become part of the family here. I would love to have you, and I hope that you are doing well during this time, and happy 2021. Let's make a good year of it, and until next time, know that you are magic. So, peace out.